We back. Back in a better. Let me stop before I get that copyright. Okay, so another tweet. Yeah, it's another Marvel tweet, y'all. So, because this is what y'all be doing on the internet, bro. Y'all be lighting Marvel up, and I mean flame broiling Marvel. Exhibit A. You know, they talking about bringing back the original cast, which, you know, are we really that surprised? But anyways, look what somebody reply with, bro. A violation, right? Like an actual violation. Violation number 2. Oh, wait, sorry. Here's violation number 2. Golly, variety. It's like that. Look at this nigga. He's happy to walk away. Look at this. Yuck. Look at this creature. Happy he's walking away. Everybody else is not as enthusiastic as I can never speak when I get on here. Man. Anyways, you know, another violation. But interesting, though, that somebody said, what was the point of Endgame, you know? If you don't kill him, why are they coming back? Which is valid. But this is a great way to mention the point that I was thinking earlier, which is what's happening with the MCU right now is, honestly, some of that shit that Scorsese was saying. Like, on the actual note that I was trying to say, though, is it's becoming like the comics. I mentioned that I'm a comic book fan. Like, anybody else who's a comic book fan watching this is going to know, like, we go through this shit every year where there's some major event, some major sacrifice, and then they're just fumbling around trying to figure out what to do next. Sometimes, you know, when there's sometimes there's a roster switch, which is you know what's happening with us, and it's almost always bad. They almost always have no idea what to do with the new characters, and here we are. To add to that point, actually, is in the comics right now. You know, as Scorsese was saying, there's no stakes. There's also no emotional core. Like, somebody dies, they come right back. If they change, even like major changes to someone's character really doesn't, like, if y'all investigate Spider-Man right now, that's a great example. Spider-Man's comics right now suck. And I mean suck, nigga. For those exact reasons. Because the emotional core is not there. And I mean, essentially those two reasons. But what we're going to do is investigate the MCU, bro. We're going to figure out where it went wrong. Because what is the real difference between, you know, these 5 movies and these 5 movies down here? You know what I'm saying? I guess we'll do this. What is the real difference between these first 5 movies, these first 5 shows, after not including the Netflix ones, we're basically going to start right here at WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, and I want to include both of these. I'm just going to include both of them because why not? So with these first 5 movies, right? Recorded this earlier and I have 40 minutes of footage that's worth nothing. Not worth nothing, but like, boy, I wasn't talking about shit. What I realized is that the only real banger in these first 5 movies is Iron Man. The best movie in this lineup is a solid 7. I feel like. I feel like the first Avenger is a solid 8, but I mean, people may not feel like that. So I'm just going to say 7. So, where did it go wrong? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's in the name. It's in the name. We're doing this multiverse thing, but are we really putting our pussy in it? My fault. I don't know why I said that. But listen, we're doing the multiverse thing, but does it really feel like the Infinity Stone thing? Not really. What did it really set up? All it really set up was Doctor Strange's next movie. And the fact that, you know, there is a multiverse. But we kind of knew that already. Didn't necessarily go wrong with this movie, but it was kind of, it wasn't it's not necessarily a stable foundation, right? And then we have the next project. Thor, Love and Thunder. But first real misstep, right? When I watched this movie, I literally thought that was going to be the day where I get on a mic and just talk for like 30 minutes. Because there is so many things about that movie that confuse me. Sorry. I looked at my notes from that day, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull them up again just so I know. In a movie, even in in the whole franchise, at that point, everybody's shit was a goddamn. Why didn't Gore have that, bro? He actually has that in the comics. It would have helped another problem that Gore had in that movie, which was he wasn't nearly scary enough. I'm pulling it up right now. So there's only like 6 sentences on here, but still, he's not scary enough, right? That could have been solved by the Necrosword, so, like actually doing the Necrosword, right? The anger, Gore's anger, is palpable. Christian Bale did a good job with that. You know what I'm saying? Like the character of Gore wasn't all that bad, but what a waste. That whole movie really feels more like just a little adventure, you know? A little Thor adventure. It has an emotional core, I would say, which is why like I still kind of defend that movie a little bit, because like even though I'm so disappointed by it, obviously it did make an error as far as the stakes go. Like I said, the problem lies with Gore. First time he shows up for real, they start great. And then it just becomes, you know, oh gosh, there's my ex. Do we care about, you know, Thor and Jane Foster? Do we care about that relationship? I feel like we don't. It was cool in the comics because there was like actual history there. And of course, like once she became Jane Foster Thor, it was like, oh wow, like this is almost the last person I was expecting to be. I did it again. Sorry, I started rambling. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go back. So, Gore, we never even really see his kills, right? We see the first one, but after that, it's kind of like, meh. The whole reason why Gore was such a thing in the comics was because like he was actually like, my gosh, can I curse on here? He was freaking stuff up, if I may say so myself. I remember why I thought the movie was gonna be so good is because they released that scene where he's I forget who it is. He killed one of the gods, and Thor just pulls up like, whoa, because that nigga was big, respectfully. Did we? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe there was like a god kill other than the first one, but like the whole reason he was even scary in the comics is because he was Gore the God Killer, and he wasn't even doing that. And another point that I am glad that I wrote down is, why not make him the antithesis to Thor in that film? Thor is the most positive and the most optimistic and the most like jovial that he's been ever. Like in the first part of the movie, I mean, he is kind of depressed throughout it, but like y'all know what I mean. Like he's very optimistic. He's very like, you know, lighthearted and stuff throughout the movie. Very positive, sort of. Why not have that be the complete antithesis with Gore? He could be, you know, almost like a nihilist. Like he could be very, very negative. And why not be just literally be the void that sucks out all the hope, sucks out all the happiness out of the room, out of people when he arrives, because he's killing people and he's doing it easily. That's like the whole reason why I thought that's why they picked Gore. It's almost like that Final Fantasy game. It's I forgot which one it was, the one with Sasuke in it. That first part of that game, chill. And then it gets serious. But the serious part honestly feels more serious because everything was so chill. Everything was kosher. They literally should have done that same thing. They should have just like gone in there, been like, okay, like, oh, we're having fun. Ooh, Gore's killing people. Ooh, we got Jane Foster Thor. Ooh, the both of them combined are still having trouble. You know? I don't know. Oh. Well, sorry, I was reading my notes, but anyways, like, I would say this is like the first real misstep. I mean, for me, the first misstep was this movie, but because what is going on in this movie for real? What is the message? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Thor: Love and Thunder, definitely the first misstep. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, best movie that I'll never watch again, bro. That shit hurted, yo. But it's a great example of the fact that like Marvel can make good movies still, because the way they handle the death of Chadwick Boseman is like probably the best way that it could have been done. It really hurts, and it makes the post credit scene for whoever's seen this, year-old movie, hurt even more. But anyways, Quantumania, bro. Everybody swears this is the worst movie that's ever been created, but it's not that bad, y'all. Sorry for chewing right in y'all's face. My fault. Okay, first of all, Quantumania, kind of a fire name, ain't it? Because I don't really know how else they would have put quantum in the title without it sounding stupid. So, but here's the problem with it, right? Here's what I think the problem is. And I did just watch James and Meso's review. I'm saying James and Meso like they're my friends, but I just watched the Mr. Sunday Movies Weekly Planet review of it. They did make a good point, like at least the one that I remember specifically is, the movie does kind of feel like it was filmed like on a soundstage or something. What they really were counting on in that movie is visuals and the villain. I like the storyline, but I feel like that's the two things they were really counting on. I actually wrote a good point on this too. I'm out of breath. Poured so much money into it. We finally get to the quantum realm that we've been hinting at for all this time. Look at the quantum realm and look at the area in the Way of Water, right? What is the real difference there? The only real difference is the emotional core / emotional investment. You feel me? And where they went wrong, there were stakes in Way of Water. There was emotional core in Way of Water, but I don't know if the same thing was really present in Quantumania. So that's misstep number one. And misstep number two is you got this villain Kang, who's supposed to be the crux of the rest of your timeline, rest of your lineup, and like he didn't really shine in that movie. He was at first. Honestly, all the shine that really happened is just up to Jonathan Majors, huh? He really wasn't in it in the way that he should have been. The real problem, I know I've already said that there's two problems, but the real problem in that movie is the fact that Quantumania was supposed to feel like another building block in the structure that is Ant-Man's character, I guess Ant-Man and the whole crew's character, right? And while it kind of does, it also kind of doesn't. It kind of just feels like a story, because by the end of it, what did he learn for real? Especially for a third movie? I don't know. That's that misstep. So we can really kind of trace it to Love and Thunder, Ant-Man, Quantumania. I want to say I heard this was good, but I mean, long story short, like in the theater watching it, the alarm goes off. We're like, what the heck? We go wait outside. We're invited back in, and they're like, we try to ask because they didn't say anything, and they're just like, oh, malfunction. Boy, this is America. Can't play with that. We were like, nah, if there's a problem, if there's like some kind of thing going on here, we out. But let's look at these shows as well. I feel like all three of these first ones are like pretty solid. It kind of played into, the multiverse thing a little bit, and even in the Multiverse of Madness, of course. Falcon and Winter Soldier, we get the introduction of the new Captain America. Yes, sir. Loki, I guess it's also like multiverse stuff. That's what people are pissed about is, why do I gotta watch 30 million shows just to get what's going on in the next movie, right? But that's not even true, bro. Like, I understand what they're saying, but bro. They're good shows. You'll have a good time watching them. But on top of that, you kind of don't have to necessarily. We all know that Sam is Captain America now. We all know that, Wanda's looking for her kids or whatever, or at least, she got something going on. She's looking for her kids. And with Loki, like, that's the one thing I guess you wouldn't really know about, but his storyline is only relevant with the Kang stuff. For Loki to be the only one that you gotta like watch for real, that's not that bad. Well, I didn't even mention Eternals. Honestly, Eternals was a misstep. It's the same thing with the comics, like where stuff's just happening. It doesn't really feel like it doesn't feel like building blocks. Stuff is just happening, It feels like a path. Or is that even like a good analogy? Like it doesn't feel like it's going up. It doesn't feel like it's building up. It just feels like it's winding around. Whatever. I guess I'm done talking, huh? What was I trying to say? We ended with how things can be fixed? Listen, I'm not trying to hear a Scorsese, but listen. Let's just slow down, take it back, stop pouring, 200 million plus into these movies and putting a good-ish plot and hoping that it bangs. Really remember the emotional core of the characters that we're talking about, right? What movie's next? The Captain Marvel one. In this next movie, for it to bang, even though I know nobody cares about it, but I do. I mean, I'm always gonna care. We already know the emotional core of Kamala. At least I know it because I watched the movie. I mean, the show. Everybody should watch the show. It's really good. Where I'm not saying that you have to kill somebody, but you have to make us think that somebody might die, though, or at least make us think, make us really feel like something's on the line. And on top of that, build up these characters. Shang-Chi, we're at 80. Shang-Chi's movie. Come on, y'all. Shang-Chi's movie was 17 entries ago, and he has had no development. Spider-Man, actually a lot of development, but you see how people care about this one. Moon Knight, fire. Doctor Strange, had some development. That's why I like it, and I think people like this one. People don't hate on this one, at least. She-Hulk. I don't know a lot of her stories off the top of my head, but all the stories I know are just like little adventures that she'd be having. So as far as that goes, especially since it's a TV show, like, good with me. Ultimadia, that's the whole thing, Where's the development, really? For Saturday morning special type development. Oh, I wanted to learn a lesson, and now I did. Let's bring back stakes, but more importantly, emotional core. That's why we even like these movies, right? The superhero movies, first and foremost, they are human stories. Iron Man, man who didn't care, who decided to care one day. The Incredible Hulk, a man with too much power who doesn't want any of it and just wants to be left alone. Thor, a god with human feelings. Captain America, a man too good to be true, a man who just wants to do good in a world that's not so good. You feel me? That's really it, y'all. I'm gonna end it because I've literally been talking for 25 minutes. Man, I hope there's something in here, but peace out, y'all. Till the next.